Look.
Tell me
when.
Oh, you're live.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
This is Joette from the
Bowdabra
Design team. And this is Lexi, my granddaughter from the Bowdabra Design team. And we're showing off our photos today. We got a couple of new additions to our family, so we've been busy making pet photos. This is Ellie. You should probably all know who she is. And this is Heart. Lexi rescued her Friday at a Bowdabra puppy adoption event. And we have another one that won't come over here. She's shy. Her name is Molly. She's from Molly's Miracle, and we've adopted her. And I'm going to get started by making puppy photos. And I'm going to get somebody to take Ellie, so I have her hand and just sit here and watch until Lexi comes back. But you got her? We're going to make a collar bow. And this can also be a little girl's hair bow. And I'm usually using mini Bowdabra for these, but today I'm going to be using the large Bowdabra. And I'm using it's going to be a little bit bigger and thicker. I'm using a 4.5 inch wide burlap from Bowdabra.com. And I'm also using I don't know where this came from. It came from Sandy's house. I'm not sure if it's Bowdabra or not. But it's going to kind of be a Christmas bow. But when I'm making pet bows, I pull out the wire. And I'm going to push it up and then get a good grip, some pliers or something, and pull. And since it is so thick, like I said, I'm going to be using the large Bowdabra. And as you're coming in, go ahead and type in the comments where you're watching from, because that's going to enter you in to win a chance to win some Bowdabra scrunchie ribbon. We get it in. It comes in red, silver, and gold. So be sure to be watching to see if your name's called towards the end. So what I've done, I've taken two 8-inch pieces of this burlap. I'm going to roll the ends underneath, make sure there's no fraying. I do it about 3 times. Then I'm going to scrunch it down the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and roll that last piece because I don't want any fraying. I'm going to push it down into Bowdabra. I'm going to do the same. I've already removed the wire for the second piece. This makes it a little more ruffly when I use two separate pieces. So now I've got both pieces scrunched down in here. This is why I didn't use them in because it's really thick. Use the Bowdabra one for a second. Now I'm going to make two fold and twist bows, and I'm going to take the wire out of these pieces as well. All right. So now this is approximately 12-inch pieces. Oh, somebody came to say hi, but Molly wanted to show off her pretty bow. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. This is easier for when you're new fold and twist because we're just going to fold it down the center, place it down into the Bowdabra, and push it down. And push this down. Now we've got two little loops. And we're going to do this again. Get my one. There. That right side showing. That's important. You want to make sure your pretty side's always facing up. So go ahead and scrunch this in. And you can go ahead and pull everything even. And I hope you can hear me. I don't have a microphone on tonight. And lost a piece. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to pull it in the middle, scrunch it. And again, I'm just going to make two loops. This piece is a little bit smaller, so I don't have any tails on it. So now we're going to scrunch it. This is what we have. And I'm going to take the Bowdabra bow wire, pull the end out, and thread the loose end, spin up and it creates a slip knot. And pull it tight while everything's nice and tight. Pull it tight, and I'm going to separate these wires, pull them to the back side. Now, you can see I have this big thick piece of ribbon. So I'm going to also push them side to side now that they're built into the bow. Pull it tight and bring it to the back. And I like to pull down on my bows like that, and that gives you. You can see the slack in this wire. So get every bit of the slack out. tie it in a knot, nice and tight. Now, if you've got a bead, you can leave it like this, or you can add a bead in. Just thread each end through, but I'm not going to put the beads in because it's pretty without. I'm going to trim a little dovetail in this little tail. On the other one, do the same. And I'll show you what we do next. So this could be a little girl's hair bow, ponytail bow, collar bow. I had two ponytail holders right here. Here they are. I get these little elastics, little tiny, and I double. They come from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to thread them through one wire, and I'm going to tie them in a knot. And I'm going to take, since this is probably on a dog collar, you don't want the sharp wires to touch their skin, so I'm going to pull them back up to the front, in between the bows, in between the ribbons that I've put. Tie this in a knot, and then I'll cut off the excess bow wire. And it's nice and tight. Can't really be scratched apart. Probably scratch the ribbon apart. I'm not going to get the bow apart. Now I've got something you can tie on straight with whatever bow wire. Or use these little elastics. And you take your collar, put it on the top side, and it only takes like two times to get it tight enough where you can put it on there, smooth it around, and you have this beautiful puppy bow or little girl's ponytail holder bow. And if Molly will ever show up, she's wearing one that's really pretty, that's about this size. So there's our first bow for the night. Again, if you're watching and just coming in, go ahead and comment where you're watching from. That will enter you in a chance to win a roll of bow, which we'll be picking close to the end of the show. Next, we're going to be making, you know what? Let's do this little bitty home decor piece. And I could use my mini Bowdabra, but I think it fell over. It fell on the floor, so I'm going to go ahead and use my large. And I've got this Happiness is Where Home Is, or Happiness is Homemade, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to show you how to take ribbon that has, I'm going to show you how to make ribbon that has a pattern on it where you don't want it, you want it right, so all the same direction. I'm going to show you how to do that next. So I'm going to get a length of my Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to cut it in half, long enough to go around the bow and the flower I may put in. I may change my mind and not put the flower in. I'm going to go ahead and load it into my large Bowdabra, and I've got two tails pre-cut. They're approximately 14 inches long, and I've already dovetailed them. So I'm going to scrunch them in the center and place them down into the large Bowdabra, making sure they're both going the same direction. These are my tails. Yeah, Molly? Oh, Molly's gonna come model her bow in a second here. And then I'm going to take this long piece of ribbon with the trucks going all that direction and show you how to actually put it in here. So there's 1 yard and probably 1.26 inches. So everything's facing me. So I'm going to scrunch. This keeps them going the same direction. So I'm going to scrunch this in and have about a 1 inch overhang. I'm going to place, I'm going to make a circle. You can see what I'm doing. I'll try to move it to this side. So there's a circle. I'm kind of adjusting and eyeballing where I want my loops to be. So about right there. So I'm going to go ahead and scrunch this down into my Bowdabra. And then I can always take my wand and adjust it and see if I have them straight. Which they're close enough. If not. So I made a circle. Now I'm going to take this ribbon again. I'm going to see if I can do it upside down so you can see. And I'm going to make another circle, and I'm going to try to make it to where they're the same size as the previous loops. If it's not, I will adjust it in a second. Let's just tug on it a little bit. And so far, they're in the same direction. So now I'm going to twist this piece that gets those over. And it looks like, oh, somebody's coming in to show you her bow. I wish she'd show her eyes. You got her? Oh my goodness. Look at this beauty. This is Molly from Molly's Miracle, and there's her puppy bow, and it matches her eyes. She is gorgeous. Okay, thank you, Molly. All right, so next I'm going to take another circle, and I'm going to have about a 1-inch overhang again, and I'm going to make some smaller loops this time. And this is how you have everything going in the same direction now. I'm going to give it a good scrunch, and I'm going to go ahead and add, I think I'm going to cut this. I don't want that much wire hanging off. I've got a leaf on it, so I'm going to use them both. I don't waste anything around here, but I'm going to trim it up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place the sunflower on this side, and I'm going to place the leaf on this side to hide the wire. Taking my Bowdabra bow wire, I'm going to pull the loose ends through the looped end, or the loop. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Remove it, and then I'm going to separate those loose wires, pull them to the back, pull down on my bow, get it nice and tight, get all the slack out of the line, and I'm going to tie it in a double or triple knot. And whatever you feel secure with. Now I can tie this onto something, but I'm actually going to attach it with my staple gun. But let's go ahead and fluff this bow first. I'll pull these loops out, round them out, separate them, just like this. And I love it how they're all going the same direction. Now, if you are not a member of our Bowdabra fan gallery, please take a look over there and join. It's free, and we share ideas like this with each other. It's you can share ideas, or you can share your Bowdabra creations with us, so we can see what you're making and inspire us. Or you can go there to be inspired by some of our other gallery members. Okay, this is our bow. Now I'm going to take it and find a place on this side. I like to staple them and reuse them and change them up seasonally. So I'm going to put it over here on my right. I don't want to cover anything up. Okay, it's nice and fluffy. I'm just going to take my staple gun and find a place close to the center so I can get it where it's not baggy, and just staple it on. But you can hot glue it. You can do whatever, however you prefer to attach your bows to your wood. But I like this because I can just pull it off and reuse it. And I can reuse the sign for Christmas or winter. And there you have this beautiful piece of home decor. You can hang it on your wall or door, or there's multiple uses for this. Take it to your office. And there's how you keep all your ribbon going in the same direction when you have a pattern on it. Okay, that's one trick. There's other tricks, but that's my favorite. So next we are going to do, let's do a gift. Or you can just decorate for your house for a party or something. So you can go to the store, Lowe's, Home Depot, and you can pick up these plants really inexpensively. And you either have pots, or you can pick up a pot, also the decorative pot. You don't want to leave them in the grower's pot. So I'm going to set this aside. This is one of my favorite plants. It's a ponytail palm. They're so low maintenance and easy to take care of. So I am going to take a length of my Bowdabra bow wire. We're going to give it an upgrade. And this is a really fast and inexpensive way to upgrade plants. You could do a pot of mums or whatever. Take them as a hostess gift to a party. Give them as a housewarming gift, office, anything. It's a good investment, and then they last. If somebody knows how to take care of the plants, it's not something that's going to, fade away real fast. So I've got a little piece of greenery bush, and I've got a little floral bush. I'm going to go ahead and lay them down in the Bowdabra. I'm going to keep them on the same side. Lower that, because I'm going to use these stems as my pick to go down into the pot. So I've got those in place, and I am going to take my tails. They are going to vary in length depending on the size of the plant pot you use. This is about a 6-inch pot, and I'm using about 17-inch tails. So I'm going to just lay them in the middle here. I've got this Bowdabra hayride ribbon. I've got Bowdabra green burlap. I've got Bowdabra, those are 2.5 inch, and here's a 1.5 inch wide natural burlap. So I'm going to place these in as a tail. They're going to look like that, but when we're done, they'll go downward. I've got the hayride and the burlap. I'm going to scrunch them. I'm going to give them a little bit of a tail, about 5 inches. I'm going to twist, and I'm going to fold, and I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to do the same thing again, keeping them together because the hayride's a thinner material and the burlap is thicker. And doing this, it's kind of like an interfacing if you're sewing for the hayride. I'm going to give everything a good scrunch at this point. Now I can pull some of these longer, shorter, however I want when I get the wand in place. Okay, next, last piece of ribbon. I've got the 1.5 inch wide burlap. Now I'm going to take this one, fold it in the center. I'm going to find the center, scrunch it down into the Bowdabra, and I'm just going to, I don't even have to twist or fold. I'm folding, but I don't have to twist because it's all the same on both sides. Same thing with this other side. I'm going to make a loop on one side, cross it over to the other side, and make a loop. And then I have this piece of corn husk, and I'm going to lay that in here. And then I've got this hydrangea head. I'm going to lay this in on top of that. Now that's pretty thick. That's a good sized bow. This bow is gonna be just as much as part of the gift as the plant is. So go ahead and give everything a good scrunch again. Mash it down. Take your Bowdabra bow wire. You're going to take your loop in, pull it up, and then take the loose ends and thread them through the loop. Pull it tight. It's tight, remove it. Same procedure. Always get it tight. Separate the wires, pull them to the back, and tie them in a tight knot. And again, I'm always pull down, not too tight. You don't want to break any wires. And when you want it to hold in place while you're trying to tie it, give it a good twist, and it'll stay for you. You don't have to stick your finger down or get someone to put their finger down while you tie it in a knot. All right, so I've got my knot tied. I'm going to fluff my bow. So I'm going to separate all these loops. Try to get it where you can see it. You want to do it on a flat surface if possible, so it will actually fluff pretty. A lot of people have trouble fluffing their bows, and if you're not fluffing on a flat surface, it may not look as pretty as you want it to look. So I'm going to take my tails and I'm going to pull them down to what I want to be the front and the bottom. And I'm going to take my greenery and my flowers and pull them up opposite of the tails. Just take everything and start fluffing and shaping. You want to hide any of the stems. Now I did put those loops together, and I'm going to leave them peeking out just a little bit, but it still gives them the look I want, but it keeps them in place. So once you have it all fluffed, where's my other tails? Over there. Get them down. You'll have something. I'm going to pull some greenery forward. We'll have something that looks like this. And I can't see directly in front of it to tell if I've got it perfectly straight, but that's okay because I am about to put it into the flower pot, and then I can finish fluffing it. So I have these stems in the back, and I've got the pot. Now you could put some moss around the dirt of your plant, but I had rocks, and I think it gives it a really unique look. So let me cut these excess Bowdabra bow wires off. There we go. And I'm going to take the stems on the bow and just push them down into the dirt. And they're in. And then you want to give it one last fluffing and shaping. And you have this adorable gift that somebody things you spent a lot of money on, or you can just use it for your own personal use. But if you were to go to the florist, here's my tip. If you were to go to the florist and buy this, this is going to cost you for a funeral or whatever. It's going to be $75 to $100 for this 6-inch potted plant. And we just spent nothing hardly. It's under $20 because the plant is under $20 at the big box stores. And the ribbon, you didn't use a whole roll of anything. And then Dollar Tree bushes and flowers. So there you have it. This beautiful, decorated, upgraded plant as a gift. Next, we are going to be making, you can use this as a door swag, decorative swag, centerpiece, mailbox swag, even out in the cemetery as a headstone arrangement. That's pretty much all the uses you can use this style of arrangement for we're going to be making. I'm taking a length of Bowdabra bow wire, folded it in half, and placing it down in the Bowdabra. And I'm using my Lazy Susan because I like things to turn. Some people are opposite and like it stationary. Let me show you what I got here. This, every year when these come out at Dollar Tree, I snag a bunch of them. They come in green, pink, black for Halloween, white. I mean, they come in all kinds of colors now. And I grabbed up a bunch of white. So you don't need to put the stand or anything together. So I'm going to kind of leave them flat, but I do want to fluff them a little bit. I want to leave them flat on one side and fluff them, which is going to be my top. And it'll look something like this. Just the best you can do. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is just going to be filler. So I'm going to place that down in my Bowdabra. You notice how thick those stems are, and it just went right down there with no problem at all in that Bowdabra. It holds a lot, and the towers will slide, and they're spring loaded. So again, if you're just popping in, be sure to comment where you're watching from. Then you will be entered into a chance to win our Bowdabra scrunchie ribbon, which comes in red, silver, gold, red, silver, and gold. All right, so there's this one. I'm going to place it on the opposite side like this. And make sure you can see me. I've got these two stems of something, just linear flowers. I'm going to trim them just a little bit because I don't need them this long. I don't have my good cutters up here today. Lexi, can you please hit my camera? I don't know if that cut off or if it's still playing, but it's okay. Here we go. All right. So I've got these two linear pieces. I'm going to put one on this side, one on this side. Now, the cool thing about this is I could actually wire these together while they're in the Bowdabra and keep them in place. Okay, I'm going to do opposite sides. I'm going to go through the tower, though. I don't want to have any problems with my Bowdabra bow wire getting it out. So I'm going to go ahead and wire both sides in so nothing's going in place. That's just a little extra security. All right, so now I have just some scrap pieces of some burlap, 2.5 inch wide Bowdabra burlap. It's about 11-12 inches. I'm going to scrunch them down in the center. I'm going to place one over here on this side, one on this side. Then I'm going to take, I have some twinkle ribbon. It's a glitter twinkle ribbon from Bowdabra.com. This is our, it's the bright blue, peacock blue. I'm not sure which blue it is, but it's beautiful. This is a 1.5 inch wide. I'm going to take it and twist and fold. I'm going to leave about 5 inch tails, and then I'm going to make some loops that are about 3.5, 4 inches on each side. Just twist and fold. Keep that shiny side up as you twist and fold. So I've got, and they're not even the same length on each side, but I have 4 loops. You can straighten them up a little bit. Use your wand. Make them match a little bit better. Okay, So look how full we're getting this. I still have a long ways to go, but I'm not even going to fill it all the way up. I've got these little sunflower stems. I'm going to put one on each side, crisscross them. Then I've got these beautiful little 6-inch pre-dovetailed pieces of my favorite twinkle ribbon and my favorite color. I'm just going to crisscross these, make a little X in the center of the Bowdabra. And I want to make sure they're flat. There we go. One more good scrunch. We'll just tie this big bad boy together. Now this is a different type of fall arrangement, but you can make it for any season or occasion easily just by using the different colors for that season and maybe a seasonal poinsettia instead of sunflowers. So I've got it pulled tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. I'm removing it. Set that aside. I'll pull these, separate these wires, pull them tight, bring them to the back, and pull them tight again. Twisting it to hold it so I can get that last knot in. Now, I don't know what you would do with this, but there's one thing I did leave off that I would do with it. I'm going to fluff it first before I show you. And just make sure everything's not just laying perfectly flat. We want it to be seen. Fluff that bow. There's not much to the bow. There's only 4 loops in this beautiful mix of ribbons. But I want to make sure that they're laying where they're all visible. All right. So I've got everything pulled up, pulled good enough to show you, or to show you what else I would do with it. But again, you could take this, you could bend it and make it arch shaped and put it on a mailbox. You could take it and use it on a table as a long and low centerpiece. You could hang it on a door. You could hang it, or you can put it a saddle on it and a wired saddle form, or you can use the hooks like I used from the stainless steel towel hooks, and you could attach it to a headstone. Sorry, I want to fluff it. Or you can take it and do something like this with it. Use it as a wreath attachment. I've got this boxwood wreath, and I've attached this sign to it. And all this came from Dollar General. I'm going to take my wreath, and I'm going to use the excess Bowdabra bow wires, and I'm going to find a location for it. I could tie it to this sign, I think. No, I'm going to keep it on here so I get it tighter. I can tie the sign down better afterwards. So I'm going to bring those wires to the back, tie them, just a half knot, get it tight, and then I'm going to bring them back to the front of the wreath, and I'm going to tie them kind of in the bow area. Just tie them a little knot, or if you want to reuse it, you can tie it in a bow where you can easily take it off and be replacing it for seasons, different seasons. Now, once you have it on here, flipped my sign, you want to go ahead and look, you could even wrap your little Christmas greens around your sign and keep it in place like that. I didn't even think of that when I was putting all this together. Fluff it up. Again, let me know where you're watching from and what would you use a piece like this for. I love them for all kinds of things, and you could even put some, scrunch some deco mesh underneath it before you get it started in the Bowdabra and make it even larger and fluffier. So I'm going to fluff it up, and you have this beautiful wreath in no time at all. Let me get back where you can see it. Home sweet home, and there's nothing to it. All right, now there should have been a winner picked in the comments. If they weren't picked and it hasn't been posted, you will pick in just a moment. Congratulations if you are the winner. Be sure to message us on Bowdabra's Facebook Messenger and let us know your address where we can ship it to, and if you would like red, silver, or gold scrunchy ribbon. And this is going to do it for tonight. We made this wreath, or wreath attachment to put on a wreath. We made this beautiful home decor sign or bow to put on a sign to upgrade your home decor. We made a puppy bow, which has disappeared, and we made this beautiful upgraded plant as a gift on here. All of a sudden, our puppy bow showed up, or hair bow, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next Monday live here on Bowdabra. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.